what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! One line in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Thought, lads.
Fella.
My man.
Here we are, curfew calls, baby.
Back at it.
Yeah, I think we got one in the bank. So for the listeners, we love doing these. Max has a good idea. We're going to try to, roll one in every week. But we're going to try to bank as many as he can. Keep them evergreen, right? Don't timestamp them like the Updog said, and bring it on. Anything you want. It doesn't have to be hockey. We'll talk hockey write-ups, but anything they want, man.
Yeah, not so much as these are banked as we just like doing them. So
totally
send them in, send questions. As we say, don't timestamp.
Yeah.
And boys are going to get to them. We read them all, and we pick some. We pick the ones that are beauticious.
Yeah. You probably don't listen to Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast, do you?
I've listened to a couple.
Yeah. So he's a beauty. I love Bill Burr,
yeah.
but I got the idea, or we got the idea from him because he has people write in for advice, right? They'll ask him about relationships or this and that. Yeah. So I don't know if you want.
No, I'm happy to share like some little hitch stuff with
you. If you got some advice, if you're in a sticky situation,
yeah,
there's no one better than my man over here to get. Totally. He'll get you out of it.
I'll try. Try to get out of a few things myself. But great. That's actually a great option.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear how to pick up a chick or your buddy's struggling, with some stuff and need some mental clarity.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Or like your best buddy's girl's cheating on him. What do you do?
Yeah. Do you tell him?
Do you tell him?
Yes, you fucking tell him.
You got to tell him.
Got to tell him.
It's a tough conversation to have when you sit down.
We've all had them. I know I have.
We've all been there. But no, it's Uppy, like you said, we love communicating with the fans. We're going for a dressing room feel around here. So keep the curfew calls coming, fella. Or fellas, I should say. But Maxie, how are we going to start this one off? We got a call in?
Call in off the bat right here from Cole Leahy.
What's up, fuckos? Up here in Minnesota. About 2:30 in the morning. Big time in one. Well, Sunday fun, they got the best of me. But I wanted you guys 2 cents on something. So what would you think about 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for OT loss / shootout? You know what I mean? Like, if you at least get to OT or a shootout, you get 1 point. If you win the shootout / OT, you get 2, regulation 3 points. And then also, I wanted to get your guys 2 cents on the playoff format. I don't really know how much it's changed in the past, 10, 20 years or whatever. But, teams that make deep playoff runs, 1 versus AC, that's kind of bullshit. I think Sid Crosby said something about it a couple years ago too, but I don't know. Just kind of wanted you guys 2 cents about it. I haven't heard you guys ever talk about something like that. So thanks a lot.
Fuck you.
Guy says it sounds like he had a couple.
Yeah, he likes saying 2 cents. Eh?
Yeah,
2 cents.
2 cents.
He says 2 cents as much as we say the F-bomb. But first of all, Cole Leahy, thanks for the call. It made me think of Jim Leahy from Trailer Park.
Totally.
There's
only one Leahy out there.
If you're looking for a good follow on Instagram, it's called The Shitmobile on Instagram, and it's just all clips of Jim Leahy from Trailer Park Boys getting absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
I was watching one the other day, and Ricky's like, fuck, Leahy, how drunk are you? He's like, 6 out of 10, bud. 6 out of 10.
It's like Carl Johnson.
Yeah, 6 out of 10, bud. I see what Cole's saying here, Updog.
Yeah.
And, we had mentioned about, I don't like the shootout anymore.
No.
I'm over it.
No. But is there a way to separate the tie?
So what he's doing is, we both had a cup of coffee in Europe, and I think in Europe you get 3 points for a regulation win, right?
3-point soccer system.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I think that's something to look into. But the reason I'm not a huge fan of the shootouts is just because, the league's so close now, right? It's so hard to get in. Look at the Florida Panthers last year, right? They got in by 1 point because Pittsburgh lost to Chicago. But, I'm just saying, it shouldn't come down to who has the better shooters in a shootout when it goes over 82 games. So for me, I want that out of there. And I do believe, Ups, that you should get maybe an extra point for a regulation win because it's so hard to win within 60 minutes now. So I'm down for this. I'm just down for anything that gets the shootout out. And I'm also down for a good old-fashioned tie, which will never happen. But
it's unique. So what does he want? 3 points for a regular for a regular win?
Regulation win, he wants 3 points. You get to a shootout, you get a point. and then you get an extra point for winning the shootout. So basically, the only thing that he's changing is you get 3 points for a regulation win.
Yeah, I don't. The 3-point system. Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting. I would like to see the separation in, if someone scores in overtime, it's a more of a point to score in overtime than it is in a shootout. So how do you separate? Do you give a half point? Maybe if both teams get, the guy gets, I don't know.
You lose in
the 3-point system is, there's something to it.
You lose in OT.
I bet you find the better teams with it.
You lose in OT, you don't get a point. Winning team gets 1, or winning team gets 2 points. Losing team doesn't get a point. You get to the shootout, both teams get a point. Winning team gets the extra one. So if you lose in OT, you don't get a point.
No, but you just get a check on the overtime loss, right? And then at the end of the year, it factors in. Does it? I don't fucking know.
It does now. Yeah. Overtime losses factor now.
I used to get 1 point, you make it in overtime, right? Now you don't.
No, it would just as soon as you get in overtime, you get a point.
Yeah.
So if you said to teams, I don't know if it would change it actually. I'm just thinking, would you be more offensive would it open it up even more if you realize you get 2 points or no points? Or would teams just be like, we're going to sit back and play for a point? That's the thing I don't like about overtime now. Like when we first came in the league, 3-on-3 was it was like up and down. And then I think we've touched on this before, but then coaches get involved, right? Yeah. Don't forecheck. And then they go, then it's like soccer where they're just kind of going back and forth, not much happening. So I see what he's saying.
Maybe there's a way to just do the 3-on-3 till there's a winner.
Just every minute a guy drops off. Remember those? Hey, you start 4-on-4.
That was great.
Minute,
back in
3-on-3.
Yeah.
Imagine you had McDavid 1-on-1 against
Jack
McKinnon.
Hughes.
Jack, you love Jack Hughes.
Oh,
That's the first. When I say McKinnon,
Have you seen this kid in
I know the
overtime,
first
though?
thing you think is Jack Hughes, right? Like he's your favorite.
He's
silky.
Silky.
He's sick.
I seen him in overtime the other day. We came in the zone. He looked back here and then he just turned and just ripped one. He's just.
3-on-3, he's deadly
I wouldn't put him up there as top 5
in the league.
Top 5 in the league.
Well, his points would indicate that right now. He's like.
So why not just and then it becomes like, okay, 5 minutes goes. These players haven't scored yet. Then it's on the coach. Is it time to put in a grinder? Is it time this guy's got more fresh legs? Jack Hughes was just out there for 2.5 minutes. What are you gonna put him out there again 3-on-3?
So let's say we did the eliminated guy. Then it gets down to 1-on-1.
Yeah,
McDavid gets the puck.
It's pretty gimmicky.
Pull the goalie. Make it a 2-on-1. I mean, it is gimmicky, but we're thinking outside the box here for old Cole Leahy.
Yeah. No,
he sounded like he was drunk, like Jim Leahy.
Yeah, I'm down for after the 5 goes 2-on-2.
Can we get down to 1-on-1?
Yeah, 1-on-1. Yeah. So a total of 15 minutes extra hockey.
Bring the nets in.
No whistles.
Bring the nets in.
No whistles.
What was
Throw the puck in the corner.
What was that guy in Edmonton called? Billy Barty or Billy? What was his skates in Edmonton? 3-on-3.
Oh no! It was Perry Pern.
Perry Pern.
Yeah.
Perry Pern. When I say Billy Barty, that's what the
Perry
boys said.
3-on-3.
Yeah,
it was great. They used to keep stats, and MC would just light it up.
MC, it was great. I saw him at your birthday. We all sat together at your birthday, but I got to see him 2 out of 3 weeks because of Loops and News. But he's just a beauty.
Beauty. He was so nasty back then too. He'd show up on the Tuesday, Thursday, lead the whole week in scoring.
So was it all National Leaguers or was
National Leaguers?
Wow, that's
it was a good skate.
What rink?
It was at Clairview Arena or St. Albert.
Is that
it was
outside of Edmonton?
It was on the way up to St. Albert. I forget the rink right now.
So where were you? That's when you and Luz were living there?
Yeah, we were living downtown.
So who were you guys training with? Do you remember back then?
I was training with Simon Bennett. Simon Bennett was my trainer. Body by Bennett. And he had all
Body by.
I used to fucking goddamn George LaRock would get on my back. I'd carry him up the staircase.
That'll get you in shape.
And Sean Bell, remember him?
Yeah,
carry him up there.
Could scoot.
Who else? Jamie Lundmark would work out with us.
That's how much training has evolved over the years.
Yeah.
You were carrying George LaRock up the stairs.
Yeah.
I don't think Connor Bedard and the boys are carrying each other up the stairs.
Not a chance.
Builds character.
Eric Johansson, if you remember him, he was a great player.
D-man?
No, he was a forward.
Eric Johansson.
Yeah, Eric Johansson.
Wow, where did he
great
play?
Player. He never played much, and he never played in the NHL. He had the sickest mitts. He was like a Canadian Swede.
Gotcha.
Played in Edmonton. I think he played in the
Dub. Playing the Dub.
Yeah, I think maybe Regina or Tri-Cities, but he was nasty.
Speaking of the dub, did you hear what Connor Bedard's comments when they went in to play Vegas, where Vegas came into Chicago and said the reason they won is because they had so many Western Leaguers?
Shocker.
Yeah.
You know that. Build
No,
your team around good Canadian guys. It's not just Western Leaguers, but Western Leaguers are built for a grind.
No,
There's no question.
Yeah, and listen, the team last year, the Seattle, what are they called? The Thunderbirds?
Thunderbirds.
I mean, I watched that team in the Memorial Cup. You went up to Cannadips, and it brought hope to me that,
That this
we're
is
not
hockey.
turning into a complete, soft, embarrassing. They were big. They played hard. They went to the net. They're big Western Leaguers. I mean, listen, when I turned pro, I hung around with Lupul, Kunitz, Brookbeck, Joel Stepp, Western League guys, because I like the way their personalities. I like the way they play it. I was like, these guys are good guys. So,
Yeah.
how many workouts? Like, listen, it's okay now. You've played 750 games. You had a great career. How many workouts, did you show up to from going out the night before? How many workouts did you miss? Like, did you go on Mondays?
Yeah.
Did you miss Fridays? Let's get the
odd
polygraph test out.
The odd time, because the ranch there, and the ranch
Thursday.
had a nice Thursday. Thursday night was ladies' night. Those are good nights. Real good.
Ladies' night.
So the odd time I would miss, one day. Sometimes it'd show up a little bit like,
Late.
Yeah, a little late.
That's okay.
A little late.
That's okay. Yeah. Was guys like Stolde and Rafi Torres and those guys, were they working out in Edmonton back then?
No, they were gone. They were back home.
Yeah.
The one year they made the finals, I remember it was just like the talk of the town. They were buzzing. So I actually probably didn't work out that whole month of June when they lost. It was just things fun to do.
Like the city was just going.
It was going.
So you were in Edmonton when they went to the final?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably 2006, 2005.
Is that White
The
Ave?
Ducks win.
No, they went to the final
2007.
right after the lockout, right? Yeah. They were the first cup after the lockout.
Yeah, so 2004.
Because the last one before was Tampa, Calgary.
Yeah.
Then we had the lockout.
Yeah.
Missed the whole year.
Yeah, then Carolina wins.
Carolina, Edmonton in that final.
Yeah, and then Pronger gets traded to the Ducks, and then the Ducks win.
Yeah. And Loops gets traded, and I get traded, and Ducks
Yeah.
win.
And then, how are you? Bob's your uncle.
I tell you what, I mean, we went and saw the Stanley Cup in Newport Beach, and Teemu Solani came out. I love the Flash. But, like, I was just sitting there thinking, like, if I wouldn't have got traded, I'd have a Stanley Cup ring, and right now I could be pouring this in Pick's mouth. Instead, I just got to look at it like a fucking dummy and be like, oh, man.
I know, it's
48 hours away, Ups.
48 hour. I know.
Because you got to think, I would have done something stupid enough to fuck up the cup for the Ducks, right? I mean, I was playing.
You would have been throwing backhand sauce sometime late in Game 6.
Do you think I might have just taken a bad penalty in the Western Conference
Who was your
Finals?
coach? Was it Carlisle?
Randy Carlisle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He won one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tamo actually has a fun thing. He says about Randy that he made it harder on them to win.
I bet.
Like, he was like, Randy made it harder for
you
us
want
to
to see
win.
adversity? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to Randy Carlisle fucking chirp in your ear all season.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw Randy at Getsy's retirement when he had the press conference, and Randy kind of looked at me, and he wasn't even really gonna. He kind of just like I
A
went
little
out.
crusty.
I went out of my way to say hi to him. Like,
Yeah,
I think he kind of looked at me and realized like I'm not a 23-year-old kid anymore. I'm a man, and no longer does he have any power over me. So he probably was like a little bit of shit running down his leg, and I was like, whatever. I didn't mind Randy. He was hard on guys, but I didn't mind. Like I don't hate him like I hate Bob Hartley. I respect Randy Carlisle, but you could see there was a little bit of like.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy,
Yeah,
Randy,
exactly.
come on, shake my hand.
Totally.
I was surprised he got invited to that thing, actually, but I guess Getsy and him, when you win a cup and you play
He probably just got the flyer sent to him by a text. It probably wasn't official.
the blast email.
It was a blast.
Blast email. So
Somehow his email still is
Randy
Carlisle at
Randy at
Ducks.com.
Ducks Hockey, head coach at duckshockey.com, man, Randy. It was so gross. He used to ride the bike. So we come in there in the morning and me and Pens pairs, and it was supposed to be Getsy, but Getsy was the only guy that had enough balls to be like, beat it, Randy. I'm not going to ride the bike for 30 minutes today. Me and Pence had no choice because we were in the fat club. But we come in there and Randy would have these nut huggers on, these shorts that you wouldn't even wear them in the summer. Up under his,
They must be really, really
yeah,
great.
up under his nutsack. He'd have a towel over the handlebars, and he would just be chirping and riding and spitting and snot flying. I'm like, oh Jesus, man, do that at the coach's office, like.
know.
But I mean, he was old school. You gotta give Randy that.
Crazy that he ends up going to Toronto, following Loops around. Wild.
Totally.
I'm in Toronto for a long time, right?
Yeah.
5 years.
There's a great clip that's been on social media where Phil's like, Randy tries to be funny. He's like, very funny, Randy. You're fucking funny. Like, so Randy had that. Like, it was great when Tamo played with him, because when Tamo was a rookie in Winnipeg, Randy was a veteran D-man.
Probably a Norris Trophy winner.
Yeah. And that was one of Randy's great lines. You know, how many Norris trophies have you won, Obes?
He'd say that.
Yeah. I'm like, it's my first year in the league, but he played me 10 minutes. I haven't won any. And I'm not going to win any. Fuck, how many kills you have? No, I'm just saying. But Tamo said he was just a hardcore, old school bet guy, like just hard in the rookie. So then when Tamo started playing for him, obviously he could give it back to him a little bit.
Norris Trophy.
Norris Trophy win.
Who did he beat out that year? Like Paul Coffey?
I don't even know. That's a good question.
Right? Like, who are I would love to see the year Randy Carlyle, and he played for the Jets, right?
It comes right up. I think my computer's, he played for the Jets.
You get that ultra high speed internet right now?
This thing's humming.
Yeah.
Clear the history. Clear the history. Did Randy Carlyle, he won the Norris. In 1981, he had 67 assists for 83 points.
That was an off year, I bet.
So basically, he beat out guys like, Dennis Potvin.
Dennis Potvin
had
that
won
was their
3
heyday.
previous Norris trophies before that.
Yeah, and all the Stanley Cups, late 70s,
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah, so Randy. I don't know how we got talking about. How did we get talking about Randy? That's what's great about these curfews called too, is we just continue to start going. So Cole Leahy, I'm with you, fella. No more shootout. I'm okay with 3 points regulation win. And I want to tell you what, let's go back to a good old fashioned tie. And why, Uppy? Because when you get a tie on the road, you get on the plane.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad.
I know.
It's a tie.
Makes gambling harder though, right? You got to
get
bet the tie, but you're going to get better odds.
Fuck yeah. That's
right.
You would get unbelievable odds for a tie. Like in soccer, the World Cup, some of the cash that I made in the World Cup last year or 2 years ago, whatever it was ties. Plus fucking 300. Boom, take a tie, 0-0. For a gambler, it would be very interesting. Very interesting.
It does, like, to the fans leaving the barn, like, it's a tie. Like, are they, like,
yeah,
I don't know. What's that feeling like? Because I don't go to live events anymore where it's just a tie.
No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Although in kids' sports, they want to give out, like, trophies to everyone.
I was just going to say, nowadays, people are probably like, oh, wow, it's good tie.
Good tie.
Oh, no one lost, no one won.
It's very cherry. Good job.
Everyone goes home feeling good.
I know.
But I'm down for that, though. I think it's time we really consider getting that shootout out of there. So, Cole Leahy, thanks a lot. And by the way, fellas, if you're looking for a good follow, the Shitmobile on Instagram, check it out. One of his greatest lines up is, I let the liquor do the thinking. I let the liquor do the thinking. Maxie, what do we got?
Fellas, what's shaking? It's Duke from Prescott, Ontario.
Prescott?
Doing a few little mushroom capsules as we speak, expanding the mind. A couple questions, boys. One, as a beer league wannabe, there's nothing better than throwing sauce out there. High, hard, low, backhand, forehand, even the odd little muffin. Listen, just want to know who threw the best sauce in Pracky and which coach hated it the most. 2, tape jobs, boys. We going heel to toe, toe to heel. We using white, we using blacks. We even throwing some candle wax on there, fellas. 3, Uppy. Got a question for you, brother. Hopefully you know my boy Eric Selleck. Kid's a beast. Want to know if you have any good stories on him. Boys, keep the pod rolling. Doing a fantastic job. Keep your sticks down. Laces tied up tight. Keep yourselves out of the rhubarb. Rest in peace, Jimmy Scoops. Love the pod, boys. Keep it rocking. Rock and roll. One other thing. Got a big chew in right now. A long cut, school straight.
Tony Street.
Hopefully this country up here lets us get some Cannadips in and we start enjoying the buzz. Anyways, boys, like I said, keep it between your lines. Fellas.
Oh, Duker.
What a guy.
I'll put that up as one of the best curfew calls ever.
Yeah, that was
Prescott, Ontario.
Where is that?
Let me check. I think she's over by London.
I love the question about tape.
Yeah, you did.
Got me, but brought
Your
me
eyes
back.
did
'Cause
light
you
up
brought
there.
in this twig today, this new Missin Curfew twig that we have, which is epic. Thanks to our boy Sheldon for that. Let the boys play. R.I.P. Jimmy.
Yeah, it's classy.
Let's touch on that one first.
Yeah,
I went toe to heel tape job, always. You?
I went heel to toe.
You did.
So this is, sorry, Ops, I'm just trying to.
You're good.
Okay. So he's east. He's like Brockville, past Kingston, where I played junior, right on the water, kind of heading towards Cornwall, heading towards Ottawa, Montreal. So Prescott's east. I went heel to toe.
And then would you scissor it around?
Oh, I scissored it.
Yeah, see,
fella.
so I
scissored it.
I wouldn't. I would do toe to heel.
Yeah.
And mainly because my blade, which is the Drury curve, it had a little rounder of the tip on the blade, and I never liked to cut. So anyway, I would start there and go all the way down to the end, and then Steiner one time brought up a fact to me. He's like, you do that opposite, and when you think of a hockey puck coming on your stick and the way you stick handle it, you get the grooves of the sticky.
He's talking grain with you.
When you go heel to
talking-
toe, and I'm like, Steiner, come on, bud.
Steiner, I'm just trying to
Jury's out. I can't stick handle anyway, all right?
I'm
Jury's
just trying
done.
to get it deep, Steiner.
Yeah.
right? Fuck.
You know me. I want a one-timer in the slot. Fucking, how's she going?
I mean, you had a great release. Don't deny that.
No, and that made sense because, if you go heel to toe all the way out and the puck hits the heel of your stick and you're stick handling or shooting or passing with that, you're getting that grip of the tape to sauce the pucks. And it's actually...
Yeah, it's
genius.
It's above
Steiner,
my
he's
it's
on
above my pay grade.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about
And
that.
then I always did the dummy stick with the tape. I go
On the
one
shaft.
slice up each corner of this four corners of the shaft.
Yeah.
And then the knob, by the end, I was doing these,
You had your own knob by the end, right? Where you just slid it on like a domer, where you just put it where you just,
yeah, I did.
where you just. I mean,
First dome I ever wore. The end of my career in my stick.
You're like, no wonder this is how these things work.
Is this easy?
Fuck, maybe I should start mixing these in a bit more. There's no wrapper or anything on this. There's nothing worse than when you get that wrapper, and you're just trying. You're like, hold on. Tim, I'll be right with you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the heel to toe thing. The first guy I saw, Corey Sabrin, shout out to Savvy, played Kingston with him. He's a fucking beauty. We picked him up and he did toe to heel, and he started with the outside the toe.
Yeah.
And I was watching like, what's he gonna do with that tape? And then he started cutting it. So I was like, oh, that's a good look. But I always went heel to toe, cut it around there, no wax, because I mean in the National League you tape your stick every intermission.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So no wax.
Unless you're lazy.
And I'm with
checking
you.
your Text.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I mean, listen, there was some periods where I didn't have to change the tape myself.
I know.
I got
too.
fucking 2 shifts. I'm like, that's fine. Like literally in Calgary, I tape my stick before the game and I would not have to retape it. I didn't even need a stick in Calgary. Like it is so brutal, man.
Oh.
So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
My knob, as I gradually got, like it was not as big as Stone's knob now, but like I would put my finger outside it, and then plus if you were coming to the net ups, I put my stick up and I want my butt in.
You had a big, you had a little knob. I used to do like, so probably the width of my pinky, I would take the white tape and I would use my teeth and I would create like a little sliver that was probably the width of my pinky, and I would start that on the tip, on the very top.
Just
And
for a
then
sec.
right below that, I would do another wrap that was maybe 3/4 of the thickness of that. So it had a spot for my pinky, and I remember doing that
Thickness
because
is important.
I broke my pinky back in the day, and I couldn't really wrap my whole finger around it.
Yeah.
So that kind of created this little, kind of a nice little leverage. I think he's got him right here. Look at this. That's see what I'm talking about?
Nice, Max. Tape to tape. Yeah, I see that.
You see how it's thick, the little thicker, and then I start.
Oh wow.
So it
Ribbed for your pleasure.
yeah. So it just the pinky fits right on there.
Ah, this is nice. See this? I go like that. So sorry, I didn't
That's a
overlap
meat
it.
stick, no.
But like, see that? If you come to the net ups,
I know.
you know what I mean? Like,
I know what
I don't
it's
even have
there
to cross check you. I just put it up.
Yeah, but how do your hands feel with that big knob on the top like that?
I don't. It's been so long since I played. I thought I put my hand here. I don't even notice it, Uppy. So
Yeah.
it's just here. It's underneath it. So I'm just holding on to the shaft like that, and that's just for.
So that means you probably didn't wear out most of your gloves.
No.
See, I used to wear out this part of my glove because it would right in there.
Well, yeah. When you're squeezing the stick is tight. I gotta get this out, man. I got dinner reservations later. I gotta get this out.
Totally.
What color tape?
It's nice to see that this tape's still on there.
Max, good job
See,
here.
Look, there's a toe to heel.
So you were, oh well, fuck, you went right up the heel. You're one of those guys, right up, like Uppy. You were never gonna pick a puck up with that part of the tape, were you? Like,
Oh no, that's where I shoot when I take a clapper, it's kind of right from.
no, but I'm talking about go up to your heel of your stick.
Right there.
You went up pretty high, eh?
Yeah, but that's because if you tip the biscuits,
Okay.
you want to make sure that you get a little rib on there.
Yeah.
You got to be ribbed all the way up the
It
shaft.
looks like you got some wax on that too.
Yeah, I do a couple
Just low.
a couple slices of the wax, non-sticky wax. So more candle wax than the sex wax. Remember the sex
So you
wax?
can drip it on someone if you have to. Hey, don't worry, man. It's not sticky. It's not sticky.
No, they called it sex wax when we were kids.
I think we're gonna have to fact check
That's
that
what
one.
the surf wax is called. The
Thank you.
wax.
It's called sex wax. It's sticky
You know
wax.
what,
It's like surf wax.
I should have known not to argue when it came to anything regarding that. I should have known. I'm out of my element. You're out of your element, Donnie. It's a nice stick.
Thanks,
eh?
Max. Eh?
You know what's great about these sticks? Eh? They used to change the color. So
That's because it's ribbed and it's thick.
yeah. So I use I use this one in Calgary. That's why she's still fresh. But like red here. Then when I was Canucks, it was blue. When I was on Nashville, it was blue. When I went to the jungle, they didn't let me use my own sticks. That's a nice NHL stick right there. Look at that up.
We use pretty much same stick.
Up
Yours
you
a little
want-
thicker.
Did you ever use the grip tape up here?
No.
No, eh?
I
like
did
the,
early,
I
but
like the
no.
grip tape. I like the grip tape.
Like I said, I gripped this stick tight enough. Didn't
Yeah.
need any grip tape.
Heads up. Well, you get a high stick yourself there. Duker said, so, first of all, Duker, sauce is unreal. I mean, I probably sauced it too much, but end of the day, you got to have that sauce play. If you need to make a little play in the middle, you got to sauce it. Best sauce passers, I'm going to go Ryan Getzlaff. Ryan Getzlaff did it with no tape on his stick. And then the Sedins. I mean, they never even sauced one that
No.
it was just.
I'll tell you two guys that beat both those people.
Really?
Paul Correa
Wow.
had the heel-to-toe sauce like you've never seen, and Alex Kovalev.
Well, yeah.
Hey, now that we're on DKN, what's a sauce pass for the non-hockey?
Sauce pass.
Yeah.
Sauce pass. So if you think of a puck, it's it's obviously a little, saucer.
Yeah.
Right? Sauce pass is like throwing a little sauce on it. So
Yeah,
you,
it's
so you
over-
lift it up over a stick with
Over a
little
stick.
sauce. So it sails like a UFO. It just kind of hovers sauces and lands flat.
Yeah.
It's got to land
Exactly.
flat. If it doesn't land flat, it's like a wounded duck.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then
what
it can't be controlled upon arrival.
Yeah.
It's like if it's fucking hold on to your seats and grab the oxygen mask.
Yeah, and probably nowadays everyone could sauce, but when we played, not everyone could sauce pass. Like Darcy Hordichuk, couldn't sauce pass. Like you couldn't sauce pass, right? Like
Yeah.
there's other guys in Hordy. But if you can make a nice sauce pass, it's national.
It's sexy. It's a good look. It's like
Yeah.
you look at your guy, you go, what a sauce.
Yeah, and a lot of coaches hate it, Max, especially if you're guys like me. And
Because it would never end.
Well, they're just like, you don't need to sauce that there. Make the safe play. Up the wall. Get up the wall. Don't fucking sauce it. But when you look around the room to other guys and you know a guy can make that little sauce pass to you to break pressure, you're like, nice play, bud. That is
Used
a
to
nice
go
play.
in Phoenix, Yans and me, anytime someone would have us, we'd go, juice.
Yeah.
Like, you want,
Saucy.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And remember,
Looks good.
remember
we
how-
would go pregame skates, all pregame skate in Philly. No one put a flat pass down.
didn't
Everyone
Hartsey
would
say
sauce-
that?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Hartsey?
Yeah, Hartsey.
That's unbelievable.
Everyone sauced it. And then, you get the guy that just has the never-ending sauce. He just sauce it, never comes down, hits the boards.
Yeah, I was good for that. I
Yeah.
asked Kyle Quince. I would throw him
Thing
like
would
this.
just never come down.
I like get down, like my driver. Duker, great question, buddy. You're a beauty. Prescott, Ontario looks nice. We're in the water ups. Maybe we go up there for a little, forever.
His boy Eric Selleck, I played with him in.
Yeah,
he
who
had a
is
cup
that?
of coffee. He's a mutant. Mutant. Yeah.
Do you have a full cup or half a cup?
He had a half a cup.
Where?
Florida with me. Good
Eric-
guy though.
What's his name?
Eric Selleck.
I must
Played,
have played against this guy in the jungle.
Let's see. He played for the San Antonio Rams. When did you go to San Antonio?
I must have played against this guy. Eric, how do you spell his name? Sellack?
No, Selleck.
There he is. I played against
He
this
played
guy.
with me in 2000.
I played against this mutant. Yeah.
Got ejected from a game in the third period for instigating a fight with Hurricanes forward Kevin Westgarth. I would have been. He was sticking up for me. Good guy.
So maybe I didn't. I know this guy though. He's an 87. I was still in the league then.
What's the Belleville Senators?
Belleville Senators is an American League team now.
In Toronto?
No, in Belleville. So Belleville is where Belleville is where Brad Richardson's from. Belleville is
But
where
that's Ontario, right?
Yeah, that
Oh,
Belleville.
so they have a minor league team.
Yeah, they used to have a junior team called the
Ottawa.
Belleville Bulls.
Cool. Gotcha.
Belleville's where I used to work out with Richardson, Raycroft, Derek Smith.
Yeah.
Belleville. I played AAA hockey there. We're called the Quinny Red Devils. Shout out to my former captain, Brandon Harker. Harksy, you fucking beauty. I love you. Belleville. So now they got the American League team there, which I love Bell Vegas. We used to go to Little Texas. It's closed now. You talk about the ranch. This was our ranch, Little Texas. Richardson brought the cup there when he won it. It's not a great American League town though, man. It's too small. Like
I bet. But
I don't know how much young girls are floating around there for the boys to be able to enjoy, you know what I mean? Total finer things in the league. Duker, great question, buddy. Updog, you're the better reader here. So why don't you read off old Thomas Corksy?
Corksy baby. Boys, love the pod. Helps me get through the work week and brings me back to the good old days of being with the fellas in the room. I travel frequently for work and have my go-to hotels in various cities. I wanted to know what's your favorite National League hotel and what's the worst. Where do you want to start with that?
I'll go first. The best hotel for me was the Peninsula in Chicago. Love it. Great
location.
Just great everything. Right
Great
there
bedding.
on Michigan Ave. Great bedding. Great bathroom. They had one of those little, what are they called? When you have the toilets.
Bidets.
They had the bidets, big, huge shower. And I got my own room in Vancouver.
So you're walking around Chicago with a clean arse. aren't you?
You're walking around Chicago with a clean arse, a clean ball sack, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself, right? You go over to the Tavern on Rush, have a couple there, and I got my own room on the road because I only stayed there with Vancouver. Most teams wouldn't put you up at the Peninsula back in the day. But Bieksa punted me as his roommate. So for a year and a half, anytime I went to Chicago, which was a ton because we played them in the playoffs 2 years in a row, and we played them twice a year in their barn, I was living life at the Peninsula. Worst hotel, the little shitty fucking Marriott they put us in beside the rink in Sunrise. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. The Lightning, we would stay there. Nashville, we stayed there. It was awful, man. And no room service. If you're in the National League and there's no room service at your hotel, that should be against the NHLPA rules. I should be able to get a fucking piece of some ice cream at 11 o'clock at night if I want some, or if I want a little Club Sando, give me a Club Sando.
Totally.
So I'm going Peninsula, and then I think it was a Marriott Updog in Sunrise. Brutal.
Yeah. Mine, I got a couple.
bet
Sutton
you do.
Place in
Vancouver?
Sutton Place in Chicago back in the day. Do you
Right
remember
beside
that
the
one?
Pancake House.
Yes, that used to be awesome
Yeah.
for more reasons than one. The lobby used to be just, yeah,
That was right. So the Pancake House was right there, and then literally that's where the tavern was.
yeah. Tavern on Rush right there.
Right there.
Yeah, and so Senior Frogs, they, that was
Gibson's
sick.
Steakhouse.
Gibson's, yeah. The Ritz Toronto, great hotel.
What
We're just
what
there.
teams would you stay there with?
The last bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
St. Louis?
St. Louis. St. Louis. It was St. Louis because I actually signed. I closed on my house from pregame meal there one day back when I was with the Blues.
So you closed on your house you built down here.
Yeah, I always remember that.
By the way, I don't think we got enough out of that house.
I know.
You know, we didn't. You know, we didn't get enough out of that house.
COVID.
COVID. I mean, I remember when you would take me over there. You're like, let's go check it out. And like, I remember Max. He was carrying the blueprints around with him, and his fucking. He's like, I lunch. He's like, look at this. And then it was built, and then COVID hit, and then we just didn't get enough.
I had a baby.
Yeah, I didn't want
another baby, and
I didn't want to go there because I know how happy you are being a dad.
but that's okay.
But as your friend for a long time, and as your former teammate and business partner, I don't think we got enough out of it. But hey,
No, it's okay.
it's okay.
We move.
You did a hell of a job putting that house together, though.
How
Like,
about
you built it?
How about the Four Seasons in anywhere?
Yeah. No, great.
Four
Great
Seasons.
robes,
Well,
great slippers.
NYC, the worst hotel. NYC Weston at Times Square.
Yeah.
But get me out of there.
That's where I was.
It's a fucking jungle.
That's where I stayed mainly.
Brutal.
Where did we stay with Vancouver? There, somewhere sick too. Might have been the Four Seasons.
Gansevoort was where
Sick hotel.
I had a. I don't want to give the guy's name away because he might get fired. But
Don't give his name away.
when I was playing in Phoenix, I often bought my own hotel in
The meatpacking district.
Yes, and we stayed at Gansevoort in the
Great.
financial district, which wasn't too far from Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
But they had ran out of hotel rooms there, so he had to move one hotel room to the. And he comes to me, he's like, "Hey, listen, like we're here for 4 days."
4 days. Who gets 4 days in the city? Only you.
4 days. It was over maybe Halloween too, and I'm like, he's like, I gotta move one. I gotta move one room, and I'll make sure we get a suite over there. And I'm like, just shut up, give me the room.
I'll take it.
I was going from the rink there to have pregame with the boys, and then just shooting right over to the. I spent a little extra in Uber money and cab, but I had a blast.
You could afford that back.
You're not worried about coming home. You're not worried about what time you're.
You don't have to worry about running to coaches.
That's exactly.
Yeah, any trainers,
unless they're
whoever.
going to the Soho House.
Wow.
But they're not.
They're not getting the Soho House.
I don't even know where Meatpacking District is.
Yeah. They think it's from the Rocky movie where they're hitting their fucking meat and the thing. You used to get the best schedules, man. I mean, I remember, when we started becoming boys and training, the schedule would come out, and I'd say, me, you, and Loops take it. Well, me and you for sure. I don't know Loops, but me and you would take a peek right away, and you'd be like, "Look at this, Loops. 3 nights in Manhattan, 4 in LA, 6 in South Beach." I'm like, what? How the fuck does that even? How does that even happen, man? I got a back-to-backer in New York. I got back-to-back Kings and Ducks, and I got 1 day in Scottsdale night before a game. I'm gonna have to play guilty at the old bar in Glendale, but
man. So those are great.
Yeah.
And the worst hotels are just the Westons in any city.
For our boy Boley.
Any city. But I bet you think in Buffalo one time we stayed at a Hampton Inn. Tough news.
Hampton Inn. Can't be. But I love a good Hampton Inn. We finally got the Port Hope, but you can't be staying in the Hampton Inn.
Buffalo now has a nice hotel attached to the rink.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
I mean,
They got
come
a
on.
nice hotel.
You think about it like, obviously we're spoiled playing the league. Like, you fly in, you get on the bus, and you're like, fuck, it's 2 in the morning. But like, think about how nice of like,
It's the best.
it's the best.
It's
The pregame meals.
There's literally nothing better. It becomes busy and strenuous and like painful when you deal with coaches.
Well,
like
when you're
scratching
losing,
and shit.
right? When you're losing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you show up to the rink, your fucking jersey's taken off. They're putting you in the green.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Fuck off. I was playing, even Steven last night, I didn't even take a penalty. You're going to scratch me.
Totally. What are you going to
Sit
show
with
me?
the guy at the top.
Show me on the video right now that's going to make me go, I don't deserve to play.
Yeah, how about you shuffle up the first 2 lines there that the guys are making all the money that, Why is it not their fault? They played half.
We're
They played
losing
20
because of
minutes.
us.
I played 10.
Yeah.
How is it my fault?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, even from a coach's lens, it's like, come on, what the hell are we doing here? They're probably getting an earful from the GM.
I mean, I don't think I realize how stressful losing is in the NHL though. Like, because it's every single day. You go in.
It's your livelihood, right? It's your
Yeah,
reputation. It's your teammates. It's like you guys have no mojo going into town.
No,
it's the whole package.
It's brutal. I remember, my first year in Colorado, we almost made the playoffs. Like, going to that rink was so much fun. Tim Army, our video guy, was the man. But just the next year, we lose in every game. We finished dead last, I think 30th or whatever. And you go in there and you see the same people, and you don't want to talk to the coach, and the coach doesn't want to talk to you, and it's really fucking stressful. And then you get your paycheck. You're like, okay, it's not bad, but
Do you think coaches like? So you're losing. Okay, say you're losing a bunch of games, and this happened to me in St. Louis down the stretch. But anyway, we were losing games. Guys come in, and they're like the cookie monsters. They're the ones that, they usually scoring a bunch of goals, and if they are, they're kind of happy, right?
Totally.
But okay, so everyone's kind of shitty, right? But you got guys come in, and they're still like wanting to put music on. They're still like trying to be smiling. They're still trying to, have coffee, talk to all the boys in the training room. Like, does that look bad on, like, because some coaches, you know this, some coaches come in and they see, like, you or me fucking trying to, like, have a normal day, have fun, pick up these, and then you got these guys making $8-10 million, and they're moping around the fucking dressing room, like, what?
It's a great point by you, and it's there. I wrote down there's a breaking point.
Yeah.
The season where you look around and say, all right, boys, we're fucking done. Now, we got to have pride for the jersey and the pride that we're playing in the NHL. When the puck drops, we do whatever we can to win that hockey game. And 90% of the guys in the NHL play hard because they want to stay in the league. They got kids. They need the money. But if we're so far out of the fucking playoffs and it's past the deadline, let's not make every day miserable here, right? Like, we get it. We're not where we want to be.
Yeah.
We're out of the fucking playoffs. We can't even see the playoffs.
No, totally. But
But I mean, there's a part throughout the season when you're still in it.
fucking games.
Yeah. I would say after the deadline, if you're out of the playoffs and you got no chance, there's no point coming in. Like, being mad and miserable, it's not going to make us jump into a playoff spot.
Yeah.
We're out. We're fucking done.
Yeah.
Now, in December, when we lose 4 in a row, I don't think the boys should be coming in being like, putting music on. But in March, when we're done, fuck it. Right?
I think they should.
Play it.
I think you come in smiling and like enjoying the fact you're in the National League. Even though you suck, you can't like mope around. I fucking drives me crazy when guys are like,
Well, you talk about mopes. Some of the I mean, Joe Sacco, the second year in Denver, he's moping around. I'm thinking, buddy, you should have got fired last year, and now you got a 3-year extension. At least when you're gonna get fired this year, you got 2 more years to get paid.
yeah,
What
like
are you moping around?
there's no way to get out of a funk when you're moping around. That's my point.
Totally.
You need to just wake up and enjoy the fact that
You need a good slump buster. Is what
Yeah.
you need. Hey boys, let's get out of the road and let's get a good fucking slump buster to turn this season around. All right, dinner's at 8:30. Be there. Let's go. Come on. Oh man, I'm talking. I miss those days. Maxie, we got one more. I want to do one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right, buddy.
Fellas, it's Bootsy from Goderich, Ontario.
Fucking God,
Love the show, like they say. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Shout out to my buddy Pete, got me hooked on you guys. Love the show, you're doing a great job. Keep her going. My question, who's the craziest son of a bitch you've ever seen on the ice that you just prayed would never shake the gloves in your direction? And also, the best scrap you've ever seen while playing. Keep up the good work, fellas. See you again. Cheers.
Bootsy.
question.
Yeah. You want me to go? I got.
Sure.
This guy actually, he went on his social media and fucking roasted me and you, but I would say Billy Tibbetts back in the day. Billy Tibbetts back in the day in the American League was, and I knew him a little bit through Josh Gradden, but he was a guy that you're just like, you never knew what Billy was going to do. And then obviously, I fought Bugart way out of my weight class, but a guy, Steve McIntyre. You remember Steve McIntyre from Edmonton?
Of course.
His fucking head was this big. He had like, no disrespect to it. Like his eye was like, he just looked like a scary individual out there. And like, that was one guy that when we played Edmonton that I wanted no part of ever. Like, and luckily I was, a good enough player that I played more of a significant role than he did. And, we had Horty and actually, you know what? We didn't even we're just like, leave this guy on the ice, but he was a scary individual. And then probably one of the best fights I've ever seen, Josh Gratton gets called up for the American League. Remember Grant McNeil?
Yeah, of course.
So Grant McNeil just fought Chris Simon the week before in the NHL and went toe-to-toe with Chris Simon. So Josh Gratton gets called up. I'm like, Gratz, don't even go to the hotel. Move in with me right now. So we'll get you an air mattress. Trust me, this team is so fucking cheap that if you're in a hotel room, they will send you down, right? So just get out of the hotel room. Tell them whatever. So Gratz moves in and he meets Brookbank and all the boys. And Gratz is like, I'm going after Grant McNeil, first shift. I said, fucking right, buddy, do your thing. And Brookie, we're at the rink, and Brookie calls me over. He's like, Ob's like, all right, does he know how tough this guy is? I said, Billy, you just wait. Don't worry. You just fucking wait. He's like, yeah, I'm like, just wait. Fucking first shift, gloves go off, and Grant McNeil hits Gratz with a punch that would have knocked anyone down, and Gratz just kind of takes it, goes down, and just starts wham, 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 4 or 5. Credit to Grant McNeil, he hung in there. And after the end of the fight, Grant McNeil spit out a hunk of blood. I've never seen it to this day. That was this fucking big on the ice. Like, he just opened his mouth and like broke his jaw in 3 places, fucking blood everywhere. That was basically the end for Grant McNeil. Like, that was basically his last fight, which sucks. And I just kind of looked at Brookbank and I was like, we got our guy. So Josh, Gratton and Gratz,
crazy. Yeah.
Gratz fought. So we had to go up to North Bay where we had a playing game in the OHL. So Kingston North Bay is like a 6-hour drive. We're going up there for one game. When you get in, they blow us out. It's like 7-1 in the third. Gratz goes and fights DJ King. Remember DJ King?
Yeah.
This big fucker. And he goes toe-to-toe with them. The season's over. We're done. Like, we got a 6-hour bus trip, and Gratz sits in the pocket with this guy, and I'm like, Gratz, just go down.
Yeah. At some point.
Just
Spumoni.
That's Spumoni. Exactly. Spumoni's. And Gratz gets on the bus. His nose is fucking bright.
He looked like a caveman by the end of his fucking career.
I love Josh Gratton.
Yeah.
But that fight to me, Bootsy jumps out as Gratz. Gratz put himself on the map in the American League, and he got himself an NHL deal that year with Philly. Yeah. But Gratz was a killer.
Were you in Anaheim when he fought Horty in Nashville and fucking Horty put the teeth in the back of his mouth, basically, and he was in the dentist chair for like 5 hours? Gratz
was playing for Phoenix.
That's it.
Yeah, Horty says that's the hardest he's ever hit somebody.
Oh my God, his teeth were in the back. My dentist the next day at the next game was like, I was in the hospital with that Grattan fixing his teeth till like 5 a.m. They all got pushed back.
Yeah,
and Horty would throw
haymakers
down the pipe. Haymakers.
If you're looking for a good fight to watch on YouTube, it's Hordichuk versus Engelstad.
Yeah,
good old fashioned punch in the face contest.
What about Pete?
Pete Vandermeer?
No.
Jeff Pete? No.
Pete, yeah. He played in Regina.
Yeah,
he played in Wash. Stephen Pete. That guy has some fights. I played with a kid, and well, he's not a kid. He was one of my best buddies, Paul Brown. He used to fight junior, and then in the minors.
Played in Milwaukee.
Fight anybody.
Played in Milwaukee.
He was like my line mate and teammate for 5 years straight. He'd fight anybody, man.
You play on his line?
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah, you're too good of a player to play on his line.
No, he's a good player.
I played against Milwaukee. Great, tough.
Strong, right. Fight anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd have fights in the dub against like those McLeod brothers in Kelowna. And he fought Bugard. Like, this is fucking. And Brownie was 150 pounds, soaking wet, but like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. Tall and lean.
Yeah. I saw Colton Orr. Colton Orr was my line mate too, by the way.
You want to talk about a guy who was scary too to put in that Colton Orr. Orzy was always a guy that I was like, I really hope Orzy doesn't fuck around, or like I hope he doesn't come after me. Like he was a killer.
Yeah. You never want to see that.
No, never.
I saw Riley Cote have some fucking bangers.
Riley Cote, man, he used
George
to work.
Brock hit Riley Cote one time. I think we might have put this out there. He hit him in pit on one blue line, and his helmet flew off to the next blue line, and all of us in the rink thought his head was still in the helmet. It was crazy. It went 40 fucking feet in the air, and we were like, his head's in there. It was crazy.
Holy shit, I hope Cote's head's not in there.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. Who else did I
mean, for me, there's on a personal level, Bootsy, I fought Rocky Thompson in the American League when he was playing for the Edmonton Roadrunners. That was like, crossed off a list, kind of an old school beauty. And Dennis Bonvie I fought when he played for Hershey.
Yeah, you're a scrapper.
I mean, those guys were just like, I fought them, A, because they were American League legends, and B, because we really didn't have anyone else to go. But those two guys were guys that I was like, I'll fight Rocky and Dennis. Let's go. Actually, Loops and Popovic wrote the end of the year in the American League, the lockout year, which still would go down as one of my favorite years of hockey. When me and Loops became buddies, him and Popovic wrote a song about our team that year.
Yeah.
And one of the lines was, it was about me and Brookie. He's like, I fought Kippy, you fought Rocky. No, and I was like, no, you're tougher. No, I'm tougher. No, we're both equal. That's why we're super buddies or something like that. But then it went around the whole team. I don't know how these guys found time.
Loops was part of that?
Loops and Popovic wrote like a lyric, maybe not about everybody, but about the core group of guys. And it was somewhat of a chirp.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So they played it around the campfire one night on our year-end bender. We had Casey Hankinson, Dan Ballesma, Chris McAlpine.
You guys had a good team.
We had a good team. So
great team.
Yeah, Josh Gratzy's my we were roommates in junior, but we were best buddies. I love Gratzy, so Gratzy, I hope you're doing well. But Maxie, let's do one more.
Fellas, big Russ P from Detroit again. Had an absolute time with you, Obi. I think you might owe the kid a bottle of Camus. I'm not gonna lie. You were trying to figure out who made the call for you on the cat first and anytime. You're hearing from him, so a bottle of Camus would be fantastic. But I would settle for a bottle of Bonanza. Same thing, $20. That'll work. But anyways, just wanted to call and give you some shit. But yeah, great time again, fellas. Appreciate it. Thanks for visiting the Murder Mitten. Had a blast.
The Murder Mitten.
Hey,
Murder.
So there he is.
Mitten.
He came out of the woodwork.
Rusty
boy.
Rusty. Every time I hear Rusty,
sounds like you just smoked one.
Yeah. Oh fuck, he loves that stuff. I think of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer gets the horse named Rusty. Rusty. You know what? I do owe him. Did I bet him a ball of Camus? I don't know. I was pretty drunk leaving the old social house.
Yeah, I mean, you felt confident enough to put in quite the bet on it.
Put a couple. Yeah, I put
a couple dimers.
I put a couple dimes on both.
I mean, if DeBrinky scores that first goal
So I put 500 on both. I put 500 on first time to break it. Would have got me 5,000. And I got
Detroit.
Yeah, I got
Detroit. Our
I
boy
got
at
2 to 1.
our DraftKings social and sports and social bar. He sat with us.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he came to show up to see us, and he was fired up the whole time, and just sat in our booth and crushed beers with us. A couple shots.
Good guy. He's the type of guy though. When you have a house party and you look around and it's just you and your girlfriend left and Rusty's still there. And you're like, hey, fuck it, hey, fuck it, party's over. All right, like you gotta go, bud. I hate to tell you, but listen, Rusty, it's over. You know this ain't gonna happen.
Where am I gonna go though?
Yeah,
Where am I gonna go?
Yeah,
I don't know, man, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, you ain't got to
Closing
go. Hey,
time.
Rusty, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here, brother. All right, you got to get the hell out of here. But I guess I owe him a ball at Camus.
He gave us his address. I don't know if we should put that out there. He's getting some fucking hate mail.
Yeah, he said bleeped it out right after he said his address.
He did, yeah.
What's Bonanza? I mean,
I don't know, like
what was
banana schnapps or something. I don't know.
Your memory's not perfect, but do you remember the first bottle of wine you ever had? I do. It was Yellowtail.
It probably was Yellowtail.
Yeah, right. Yellowtail back
And
in the day.
you know who told me to get it? I called him for it.
Who?
Perk McLean. He was my goalie coach
shit.
he was my goalie coach in Kamloops, and I was going on a date, and I'm like, hey, so like I don't know what to order for red wine. What would I get? I think he just said, I'm at like, probably Earl's.
Yeah.
And he writes me back and he goes, I don't even know if I was texting him. Maybe he wrote me a little note. 2001. And I'm like,
you had a flip phone back then.
yeah, I probably had a Nokia flip phone, right?
Yeah, you had to do remember when like number one was A, B, and C?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kirk McLean wrote me back and said, Yellowtail. What was the brand of it?
I mean, they had Merlot, Cabernet. They had a Shiraz. The Shiraz was
something Yellowtail.
Shiraz. Yellowtail Shiraz was a yellow bottle. The Yellowtail Merlot was a red bottle. And the Cab, I can't remember. Because I was drinking the Merlot or the Shiraz. And I was slugging it.
So that's,
Google how much a bottle of Yellowtail is going for right now in 2023.
Cabernet, $9.
$9.
There you go.
$9 for you back. So back in
$9.
Back when you were playing,
an Australian wine.
Yeah, it is. How about it was probably like $5 when we were playing junior then, right?
Wow, they're claiming to be the most fucking popular wine in America. Lush fruit greets the drinker through an opium bouquet of black cherries and chocolate.
I think that's
what kind of donkey gave that?
I think that's tooting the horn a little more than
what kind of donkey gave that review?
That's what's it called when you? That's pumping it up a bit. That's pumping it up.
I'll say it's a pump and dump.
Dark. Oh, Rusty, it was fun hanging out with you. I wouldn't hold your breath on that ball that Camus fella, but if I ever come through Michigan, maybe we'll take you out for a beer. But Updog, I love these curfew calls with them. Like we said, fellas, keep them coming. Keep them evergreen. Don't timestamp them like the Updog said. Uppy, I love doing these with you. Max, great job. Hall Pass Media. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.